a video on something that I just want to have a faff around with. So for some reason I was thinking about the food I used to have for school dinners, and something stuck in my mind, and I haven't really been able to get out of it, and I can't remember it just quite well enough to think exactly what it was, and also I was kind of quite young when I ate it, so my memory's a little bit foggy. But I remember it being like it was a burger that wasn't served in the bun, so it was like a patty, a burger patty, but it wasn't beef. I think it was pork, and it had cheese in it, not a slice of cheese, but cheese going through it. So I was kind of thinking, I was thinking my way kind of through it, and I was thinking it was a time in the 1980s, so like 40 years ago now. And I remember the country wasn't in great shape in the 1980s, and so the school meals were cheap, but still properly made. So we hadn't got to the stage of turkey twizzlers yet. The food was made by proper dinner ladies. They were all ladies, and we called them dinner ladies, but they were proper cooks, and knew how to cook good meals cheaply. So I kind of thought, well, thinking like that, what was this burger they used to have? I was kind of thinking, well, I'm sure it was pork, but it could have been bacon. It could have been like a bacon burger, so like minced up bacon. And then I kind of thought to myself, maybe it was sausage meat with cheese in it. So that's what we're going to have a play around with. But I've also bought some cooking bacon as well. So this is just pork sausage meat that I bought from the supermarket. In retrospect, I should have just bought some sausages and cut the skins off, but I bought the pork sausage meat instead. It was more expensive to buy it this way. I don't understand why. So we're going to mix half of that with some red Leicester cheese. I'm using red Leicester cheese because I'm sure it was red Leicester cheese. I don't think it was a cheddar. And also I was chatting with my friend a couple of years back, and my friend who's a cheesemonger matures his own red Leicester cheese, and I said it was particularly very good, and my other friend said, well, red Leicester cheese just reminds me of school dinners. Cheap red Leicester cheese reminds me of school dinners. And I kind of thought, well, it probably was red Leicester cheese that we had in this bacon sausage, this sausage meat patty. So that's why I'm going to use red Leicester. And then I'm going to use half of that, and we'll see how it turns out. And then if I feel like it needs some bacon in it, we can always mince up a little bit of bacon and mix it with the other half of that, and then add a bit more cheese. So we'll cut up the cheese first. Get a bowl. We'll cut up the cheese first, and then we don't have to wash the board afterwards. Well, I'm going to mix it in the bowl anyway. So, but I was using the scissors. If we use the scissors to open that packet, then we might get a bit of sausage meat on the scissors, and then we'd get the sausage meat on into the cheese, which is not what we want. We don't want to poison ourselves. So if I do more cheese than I actually think I need, once we've cut it, haven't we? I think it will have been cubes rather than grated. I think they will have they were proper cooked meals with the school dinners, and I imagine that they won't have bought grated cheese. They will have bought cheese in a block and grated it themselves, or cut it up. In the same with, they'll have bought pork sausage mince. I think pork sausage meat, not mince. I think, and done things with it like a cheap form of meat. I don't think we got to the stage of reclaimed meat no, it's not reclaimed meat. What is it called? Mechanically extracted meat, where you scrape the meat off the bones and then take that meat and then turn it back add chemicals to it and turn it back into a like turkey twizzlers type of thing. I don't think we got to that stage in the 1980s. I don't think so. I think that was more of a 90s thing, and I'd stopped having school dinners by that time, when the school dinners got really bad. Right, I went to school when we were still giving us free milk. So, half of that, like that. Actually, one of my friends, one of my waitress's mums was a school dinner lady, and she has worked for me on occasion, so maybe I should ask her if she remembers making something like this. That. Right. Kind of looks like it's got bits of bacon in already. So how are we going to do this? I think I'm going to do... Let's get a bit out of there. I'm just conscious about cross-contamination for whatever reason. Now, are we going to do one with bits of cheese in? And then a bit of that on top, I think. I remember the cheese being in. I don't remember the cheese frying and going crisp. So let's do two of those. Let's do two of those. Now, obviously, the sausage meat if it is sausage meat, if I've got this correct, if it is sausage meat that the school have used, it will have been the cheapest sausage meat they could get their hands on. Whereas this is not that terrible quality. Not terrible. So if we do two that are stuffed like that, I remember being able to see molten bits of cheese. I'm going to grill them. I'm not going to fry them. Well, no, it's so if and then let's just mix this one in like that. So grill is a heat from the bottom. Salamander is heat from the top. And a broiler, I think, is heat from both the top and bottom. I think. So do it into half. That's probably too much cheese. That's probably too much cheese. Far too much cheese. Not to worry. Like that. But yeah, so I'm going to put them underneath the salamander, really, because the heat comes from the top. I'm going to cook them that way. I don't think they would have fried them. I think they would have been grilled or roast in the oven, I think. So, that like that. Wash my hands. Put them on a tray with a bit of... No, just on a tray, I think. Otherwise it's going to make a right mess. On a tray, and then under the grill, salamander, and we'll see how they turn out. Look at these. That's certainly how they looked. Is it how they tasted? So, although do you know, I think they might be. That's a bit of a problem with all the cheese that's come out of it, because we want the cheese in it, but I think that would be kind of quite nice to eat. I'll try this one first. A bit hot. I mean, you're going to have to put them under the grill. I'm just going to say under the grill because it's just easier to remember. Everyone calls it the grill, so to put it under the grill makes perfect sense. I can't change people's mind about what it is. They're always going to call it a grill, so it went under the grill. I think grilling them would be best. I don't think you could fry them. They'd just make too much mess of a frying pan. I don't think you could roast them. I think roasting takes too long. It certainly needs to be under the grill. I don't think you could put them on a barbecue. But how does that taste? Nice, but the cheesiness doesn't kind of come through. Nice, but the kind of cheese is lost. Nice thing to do though. Nice thing to do. Right, so cheese in the centre. Cheese in the centre. Melt a bit. So it looks like that. This might be about right. No, it's kind of there, kind of ish, kind of it. But I think there was some bacon in it. Nice. The cheese was stronger. I'm sure it was Red Leicester. Right, let's mince some of that bacon, and then we'll mix it in with the pork, well, the sausage stuff, sausage meat, and we'll see if and we'll try it again with some cheese in. But I think it needs to be in. It doesn't need to be mixed into it. But I think it certainly needs some bacon in it. Maybe I need to do a bit more research, but anyway. Some more. I have minced some of the cooking bacon and mixed it 50-50 with the sausage meat. So those are those. And then I also minced some more cooking bacon, and those three there are just cooking bacon. How much cheese? For the sake of the recipe, how much cheese? There was 250 grams worth of bacon mince and 250 grams worth of sausage meat. So, and then per burgundy patty, about 10 grams of cheese, something like that. About 10 grams of cheese. So we'll put these on the grill, get them cooking, and we'll see how they turn out. Let's have a look. We won't be able to tell the difference, but we can. Those are certainly the pinker ones. Now, I was having a bit of a thought about this. So as I finished the other ones off, I ate them, and they cooled slightly, and more of the flavour kind of came out as they cooled, which made me kind of think our school meals were cooked at another school, which was a couple of miles down the road, and then transported to our school and kept warm and then served to us really kind of quite quickly. I mean, they would have been cooked out of the oven and arrived at the school within 15 minutes of coming out of the oven and served to us within another 10 minutes. So it's not as if they were hanging around and kind of bacteria would have formed within that time, but they were certainly cooling down to a more, like not a hot level, but but not lukewarm. And different flavours come out in foods at different temperatures. So I can't remember if it's if cold I think cold intensifies flavour. So an ice cream that doesn't when it's not been frozen, like a custard base, doesn't taste particularly vanilla-y, but when you freeze it down and turn it into an ice cream, the vanilla flavour comes through a lot more, and I think that's kind of the same. So I think that as these cool down, they will taste more cheesy. So we'll taste one now, and then we'll taste one as they've cooled down. Cut into them anyway. But I'm thinking maybe they were not just pure meat. Maybe they were bulked out with a bit of rusk and a bit of breadcrumbs, and maybe a bit of egg to kind of hold it all together. So let's go with the cheese in, doesn't it? Although it's more of a centre, I kind of wanted it more to be a bit sporadic throughout, but the cheese has disappeared out of that one, which is that one there. It probably does need to be a bit more like a meatball mixture with some breadcrumbs in there and some eggs to kind of hold it together to stop the cheese from leaching out. So let's taste the bacon first with a bit of cheese and see what that tastes like. Do you know, it's kind of getting there. But that was just the bacon one. So with the sausage and the bacon mince, I did it on I did fine bacon mince as well. So the finest grade in the I forgot it. Do you know, that's not so far off the flavour. It's not so far off the flavour. We'll have to see what it tastes like when you look at it. So, wrapping around in this box. So I've got 3 grades on the mincer, and I used the finest one. So it's like that, which you can't really judge. But I didn't want it to be any bigger than that because it's a relatively short cooking process, and we're dealing with large chunks of bacon, so they weren't the most tenderest bits of bacon. So we'll let those cool a little bit for 10 minutes or so, and then we'll retaste them and see if they taste different. But I remember the cheese being really kind of quite strong. I think it's a Red Leicester. I think it was a Red Leicester. I don't think it's a mature cheddar. It would have been the cheapest cheese I got the hands on, but it wouldn't have been American cheese. It wouldn't have been like that burger cheese sliced for a burger type of cheese. But anyway, well, it was cool. And now I'll retaste and thoughts. Slightly cooler. Let's give them another taste. So this is the sausage meat and bacon ones. Kind of getting there. Kind of getting there. I think it might be a bit of pork. It might be like cheap bacon minced with reclaimed pork meat. Not bad though. Not bad, you know. Nice, you know. I mean, yeah. I mean, I've done pork burgers before, and bacon minced meatballs. So they're all very nice. So it's a variation of that. I'll give it some more thought, and I'll do some more research. Well, I'll ask my waitress's mum about it. But those are nice, actually. You know, certainly need to cook them under the grill. I won't fry them because you'll just get like an explosion of cheese kind of coming out of them. But nice. A success because they're nice, but not a success because they're not what I was thinking they might be. But anyway,